All right, today we're diving into a piece of tech that's completely changing the game for real estate agents, AI-powered virtual staging. We're going to take a look at how a platform called OpenLuxe is using artificial intelligence to solve a problem that has plagued the industry for, well, forever.
You know the feeling, right? You walk into a property, it's got amazing potential, great bones, but it's completely empty. Now, for most buyers, an empty room isn't a blank canvas for their imagination. Nope, it's just a boring empty box. It's tough for them to connect, to see themselves living there. So, what do you do?
And let's be real, this isn't just about making things look pretty. This is a problem that hits you right in the wallet. Vacant listings have real, measurable costs. They sit on the market longer, and that directly impacts your bottom line. Now, the traditional fix has always been physical staging, but wow, the cost can be a massive roadblock. We're talking $5,000, maybe even more, just to temporarily furnish a single home. That's a huge chunk of cash to put down before you've even seen a dime in commission. But it's not just that one giant check you have to write. Every day that home sits empty, it's costing you and your seller money. And even when virtual staging first came along, it wasn't a perfect solution either, was it? It was slow, the style options were pretty generic, and those per-image costs could really stack up fast.
So for years, agents have been stuck between a rock and a hard place, forced to choose between options that are slow, super expensive, and honestly, sometimes they just don't even work that well. Let's really dig into why these old-school methods have been such a bottleneck.
Just look at these numbers. It's kind of crazy when you see it all laid out. Physical staging can easily run you thousands for one property. Then you have the virtual staging services charging you per picture, which sounds cheap at first, but it adds up like crazy when you need to do a whole house. It's a jungle out there.
And what's the one word that sums up the whole traditional process? Waiting. You're waiting for the first draft, you're waiting for them to make your changes, and you never get to see what it'll look like in real time. It's just a frustrating, inefficient process that often leads to results that are meh.
So there has to be a better way, right? Well, there is. This is where the new generation of AI-powered tools like OpenLuxe comes into the picture. The entire goal here is to flip the script, to make staging instant, smart, and way more affordable by tackling all those old problems head-on.
I mean, just look at this side by side. The difference is night and day. The turnaround time goes from days down to minutes. The quality is a guaranteed 4K photorealistic image every single time. You get way more styles to choose from, and maybe the biggest thing, revisions are instant and unlimited. You're not getting nickel and dime for every little change.
Let's just park on the idea of speed for a second. This is a legitimate game changer. Going from waiting days to getting images in minutes means you could get a listing live on a Friday afternoon instead of waiting until next week. In a hot market, that can make all the difference in the world.
Okay, so how does this magic actually happen? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the features that are finally giving agents total creative control over their own listings. First off, options. We're not talking about 5 generic cookie-cutter styles here. We're talking over 40 different luxury design styles. So whether you're selling a slick downtown condo or a cozy traditional home, you can find the perfect look to match its character and, its price tag.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Yeah, but does it look fake? That's always been the big knock against virtual staging. Well, these new AI systems are incredibly smart. They actually analyze the lighting in your original photo to cast perfectly realistic shadows and make sure every piece of furniture fits the room's perspective. The result? It looks real.
And here's maybe the coolest part. What if you want to make a specific change? You don't need to learn some complicated software. You literally just talk to it. You can type in a simple command like this, and the AI just gets it. It'll generate brand new options for you instantly. It's like having your own personal interior designer on call 24/7.
So all this tech is really cool, for sure, but what does it actually mean for your business, for your wallet? Okay, let's get down to brass tacks and talk about the return on investment.
This chart says it all, really. For a standard 5-room house, you could be spending thousands on physical staging or a few hundred on old-school virtual staging. With a tool like OpenLuxe, you could stage that entire house for what you'd spend on a couple of coffees, and you get it all back in minutes, not days.
To really put a fine point on it, if you switched from high-end physical staging to an AI solution, you could save almost $5,000 on a single property. I mean, think about what you could do with that extra cash in your business.
We all know the stats, right? Study after study shows that staged homes sell faster and for more money. But for so long, the cost and the hassle just made it impossible for most listings.
Well, these new AI tools completely remove that barrier. Now it's actually possible to stage every single listing you have, not just the multi-million-dollar ones.
And you might be thinking, this sounds too good to be true. It must be complicated. It's not. Seriously, it's this simple. You upload your photos, you pick a style, you click Generate, and then you can refine it as much as you want before exporting the final images for your marketing. That's it. So to wrap this all up, the days of shelling out thousands of dollars and waiting around for days are just over. The industry is moving on. We now have platforms that give you incredible quality, unbelievable speed, and creative control that we could only dream of a few years ago. Look, if you're curious and you want to see this in action for yourself, platforms like OpenLuxe usually let you try it out for free. It's the best way to really understand how just a few minutes of work with an AI tool can completely transform one of your listings. So go ahead and give it a shot.